Lions fans, we got to have one more video, man. We're going to have a conversation right now about something that was brought up in my live stream. Now, again, I don't know how true this is, but, you know, when stuff drops in the Detroit Lions community, people come to me for my opinion, and I'm here to do just that, give you my opinion on something that was said. Well, it was brought to my attention earlier today that apparently Ndamukong Suh and his camp reached out to the Detroit Lions for a potential, reunion with the team. And it wasn't just the Detroit Lions. It was multiple teams, a handful of teams, I guess. Again, unconfirmed. And I'm only talking about this because it was brought up in my live stream this afternoon. And I'm here to tell you that as a basement armchair GM, that your general manager is not going to do certain things. And they told him, apparently they shut the conversation down. That's who we have. That's our team. That's our team. They don't want to bring in a guy that they think is going to mess up the vibes of the team. Now, I can agree with that. I understand where they're coming from. But, one thing as Detroit Lions fans, we've been talking about since Ndamukong Suh left is having a dog on this defense, on this team. Now, I personally believe that Ndamukong Suh is not the right fit for this team or any team, really. But he definitely would fit a team like the Eagles, like a nasty, dirty team. That's not us. That's not us. But it brings to the point of when are vibes not enough, right? When are vibes not enough? Now, sometimes you get a vibe like, man, you know what? I'm not getting a good vibe from that guy. You fall back from the situation and you better your situation because you just didn't get the right feeling. And that's what the Lions are going on, right? They're going on vibes and stuff, but a lot of you guys wanted Jalen Carter, and y'all still mad about it, that we don't have Jalen Carter, position of need, somebody that would have been a game changer on this team, and I was certain that we weren't going to draft him the same way I was certain we weren't going to draft Kayvon Thibodeau. The way I'm certain that if you've been in any legal trouble, you are not going to get drafted or picked up in free agency by the Detroit Lions. They have a pattern, just like Brad Holmes has a pattern of being cheap. And this year, they're going to have to undo. They're going to have to show us. Brad Holmes, like I said before, y'all don't want to believe me, but Brad Holmes has an opportunity this year. This year is going to, you are going to have, Brad Holmes is going to show you who he is this offseason. $57 million. The cap is going from like 70 to 57. $57 million. We will have 7 or 8 draft picks. We will have, in my opinion, the best free agency class since they've been in charge of the Detroit Lions, and we'll see who he is going to bring. He's going to bring in, is he going to bring in a guy like Andrew Van Ginkel, or is he going to swing at the fences for a guy like Josh Allen? Is he going to bring in a bunch of vibe guys, or is he going to bring in a potential game changer who might not give off the best vibes of the team? Because I tell you what, Dan and Brad, vibes don't win games. Vibes don't win games. So you know what? I don't really care about Jalen Carter. I don't really care about Ndamukong Suh like that. I'd rather not have his antics and dirtiness on this team. But if you do, you know what? I understand. I understand. Because sometimes you need a dog. You need to just let that pit bull off the leash and go rip somebody up. And I say that metaphorically, of course. So I have no idea if this is true. I have no idea how, the validity or what. I'm just talking about it. We all talk about the same thing. I heard that this happened, or what I hear is that this, and we all talk about the same thing. Again, I said in my live stream I wasn't going to entertain this because it was hearsay, because I didn't hear the guy say it. Maybe he did say it. But it was brought up in my comment section in my live stream that the Lions did not reach out to Ndamukong Suh when he reached out to them. Now we'll say this. DeAndre Hopkins ain't looking too shabby now, is he? At all. Could you imagine? Lions got DeAndre Hopkins on a day like today when nobody wants to catch the football. DeAndre Hopkins, 30 years old, balling. And I remember a lot of you fans were like, DeAndre Hopkins, wash. Lions fans, we need to be better, bro. You know what? Stop calling people wash and hold people accountable. It's funny. If you don't play for the Detroit Lions, you're washed. That's funny to me. Or if you're a fan favorite like Stafford or DeAndre Swift, you're the best thing since sliced bread. Make up your mind. Which one is it? So me, I'm not going to change. I didn't want Jalen Carter. I don't want Ndamukong Suh. But if you do, I understand. Vibes don't win games. They just going to vibe all the way to the playoffs? Shimmy shake all the way to the playoffs? sometimes you got to break up the vibe, bro. Sometimes you need a playmaker. So I have no idea if this is true or not, but that's my take on it. I told y'all. I told you, bro. This guy, Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes, they don't want that type. They have a type, and Ndamukong Suh. You know what Ndamukong Suh is? Jalen Carter. He's Jalen Carter without the police record. That's what he is. And he might be worse, man, because Ndamukong Suh was a nasty player. And if you don't admit that, then you weren't watching the same games I was. But he's still a force at 36 years old. And guess what? I'm going to talk about him the same way I talked about the Land Before Time and the Land Before Time 2 with Tyson Alualu. He going to be the Land Before Time 3. But vibes don't win games. Pass rush does. And Ndamukong Suh might. Vibes do not win games. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Again, I have no idea how true this is. Somebody wanted me to talk about it. But it's going to be a long week. It's going to be a long week. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions.